Our Nick Mantis joins us now with a look at sports. And Nick, it was a full day of college football for our Michigan teams.
Yes, Shamir. Michigan Wolverines and Michigan State Spartans both hosted Big Ten opponents this afternoon. We're going to update you on how they did in both games. Plus, the Central Michigan Chippewas were having some fun in the first half against Penn State. Wait till you see the fight in this squad when we come back.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
After a tough loss on the West Coast to the University of Washington last week, we all thought, okay, this is the week where the Michigan State football team can respond at home and while opening up the Big Ten conference schedule against the Minnesota Gophers. But the parts of MSU's defense that were exposed last week were put on full display this afternoon. Cool moment before the game, Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck hanging out with Tom Izzo and former MSU football coach Mark D'Antonio. Spartan fans were excited to see Jayden Reed back in action after missing last week due to that cut on his lower back. But it was Minnesota's star Mohamed Ibrahim who was shining bright in this one, barreling in for the 1-yard touchdown. He would finish with 102 yards on the ground with 22 carries. The Gophers go into the air as well. Tanner Morgan likes the one-on-one matchup as Daniel Jackson wins the battle and comes down with it. Minnesota's offense clicking on all cylinders. They took a 17-0 lead into halftime. Second half, the Spartans' first drive got them into the red zone, but Peyton Thorne fumbles the ball, and the Gophers jump on it. He also had 2 interceptions for a total of 3 turnovers from him alone. That Minnesota possession ended with a play-action pass from Morgan to Nick Callerup. Nothing could go wrong for Minnesota today as the Spartans would go on to lose this one 34-7 the final. Our Ian Kress and Haley Schoengard were there and have more on this tough loss.
Earlier in the week when quarterback Peyton Thorne was reflecting on the loss to Washington, he said there's no reason to freak out just yet. But after Saturday's 34-7 loss to Minnesota at home, I think there now is a reason to freak out for the Spartans. On the defensive side of the ball, MSU gave up over 500 total yards of offense, had 0 sacks, and on third down, let the Gophers convert 10 of 12. But the defense wasn't the only problem.
Yeah, the offense, Peyton Thorne had 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, one of those costly in the red zone. The head coach, Mel Tucker, says he's not that worried about his quarterback's confidence.
I didn't see a lack of confidence in him in the game. We were moving down and driving the ball, and it looked like we were going in to score. I didn't actually see the replay, so I don't know what happened, but we got to take care of the ball. Disappointment, yes, but not a lack of confidence.
As quarterback, that's how it is, They get the most praise when things are going well, but then when things aren't going well, they get the most hatred. But Peyton, he's always going to be the biggest critic of himself, and I know that he's going to get back to the film and see what he needs to fix.
The last couple of weeks, we have heard the word casual following the Spartans' loss, and today was no different.
Yeah, after an 11-win season a year ago, Jacoby Windman put it perfectly as to why MSU feels that way.
I believe probably because we're going into more games cocky more than confident. Probably feel like we're better than the next team, but that's not the case because when a team play complementary football, they always come out victorious. With losses like this, you just gotta take them to the chin, and you gotta learn from it, and it's probably some medicine that we needed.
We're not good enough on either side of the ball to not play complementary football. We're not good enough to leave it up to one side of the ball or the other.
Mel Tucker did say he doesn't know exactly how to evaluate this game because he hasn't looked at the film just yet, but he did say he has the utmost confidence in his coaching staff, and right now they're just in a tough stretch.
The Spartans are going to hit the road and take on Maryland, and that should be another big defensive test for Michigan State.
Yep, absolutely. Inside of Spartan Stadium, Ian Kress,
Haley Schoengart,
6 Sports.
Well, thank you guys. Over in Ann Arbor, the Michigan Wolverines were also at home for their first conference showdown this afternoon. And up to this point, they really haven't been tested against some bigger schools with some big-time competition. So it was this game against the University of Maryland that would tell us how talented this squad really is. Touch the banner and get fired up for the Wolverines. We're ready to rock and roll on homecoming weekend as Heisman Trophy winner Charles Woodson, who's part of the Fox broadcast, loves coming home to wave that Block M flag. Talk about getting off to a great start. On the opening kickoff, the Wolverines send it deep downfield and it bounces off of a Maryland player's helmet, and the Michigan special teams unit dives on it to take possession at the 10-yard line. On the first play of the drive, J.J. McCarthy finds Luke Schoonmaker behind the defense, and just 8 seconds into the game, Michigan is up 7-0. But the main story of today's game with this man right here. Blake Corum scored 5 touchdowns last week, and he followed that up by scoring 2 touchdowns this week with a career-high 243 yards as the Wolverines would go on to win it 34-27 the final. Last week, Corum said he didn't know how good this team could be because they weren't really challenged. So how does he feel this week?
This team is great. We have a great team, and we're building something really special. Man, like I said, Maryland was a good team. They were stout up front. This is definitely a great challenge for us. Obviously we can go back to the drawing board, see where we made a few mistakes and where we can get better and where we can grow. But the sky's the limit for this team, and I really believe we have something special here.
Well, even the Central Michigan Chippewas were facing a Big Ten opponent earlier today. CMU on the road in Happy Valley, taking on Penn State. And when going up against a team like the 14th-ranked Nittany Lions, who have the potential to play for a national championship this year, you have an idea as to how this game is going to go. But that wasn't the case in the first half. Penn State with a 7-point lead, play action from Sean Clifford, who rolls out and finds his tight end Brenton Strange, making it look normal as the Nittany Lions take a 14-0 lead. Looking like this is going to be a blowout, but CMU says not so fast. Second quarter, Daniel Richardson looking down the hash marks for Joel Wilson. The 14-yard touchdown pass ties this game up at 14 apiece. But Penn State has an impressive running game thanks to freshman phenom Katron Allen, who takes it into the end zone to retake the lead just before halftime. The Nittany Lions would shut out CMU in the second half as Penn State would go on to win it 33-14, the final. The Chippewas will be back home next week to host Toledo, and we'll be right back with a final look at your forecast. So stay with us.
Going to be a fairly chilly night tonight. Temperatures falling down to 52 degrees as those scattered rain showers continue. Potential to wake up to a few rumbles of thunder tomorrow. We still have a lot more rain in the forecast, but the potential for some dry air to move in by Sunday afternoon. High temperatures will be up to 65 degrees, and then we drop down to 56 for high temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then our high temperatures will slowly begin to make the return right back into the mid to upper 60s. It looks like we have a nice stretch of dry weather to get to after all of this rain is done.
Dry weather coming soon, but the cold temperatures at night. Are you the type of person who leaves their window open when they sleep with these temperatures? No.
Not by a long shot, no. We got the heater, the covers, all that. It's so cold. I can't do it.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'm just a little bit different. I like the windows open. I like to have that fresh air type of feeling, but
yeah, I can't. It's a little too
everybody's
cold
got
for
their
me.
own deal.
All right, sounds good.
All
Thanks, Nick. That's all for 6 News at 11. We'll see you right back here in the morning.